So, I was planning to bring my boyfriend to our big Christmas party that we have like every single year, but for some reason my sister is hardcore objecting to it, and guys, you will not believe why.
I'm 23 female. I've been dating my current boyfriend who's 28 for 4 months, and I'm totally smitten. He's the sweetest, smartest, kindest, most caring guy I've ever met, and I feel so lucky to have found him. We met at the start of the new semester at our university. He's a graduate student and was running a tutoring group I've joined. I'm a senior getting my bachelor's. We hit it off immediately and found that we had a ton in common, including the same hometown. We even went to the same high school, although we never met previously. He graduated the year before I started my freshman year, but he was in the same grade as my sister. I asked if he knew her, and he said yes, they ran in the same circle, but they hadn't kept in touch since graduation. We spent the last 4 months growing super close, and we were talking about maybe bringing each other's to our family holiday celebrations. We didn't get to go to Thanksgiving, but we decided to do Christmas together, and I was excited. I had not told my parents or sister I was seeing anyone, so I decided to call and let them know, and also to make sure it wasn't an issue if he came to our Christmas celebration this year. My mom was super excited for me when I told her all about boyfriend, and my dad said he sounds like a nice young man, and he would be glad to meet him. I then called my sister and told her the news and even joked that it would be like a high school reunion for her. She was initially excited to meet a new boyfriend, but when I told her who it was, her mood changed drastically. She told me she would not be comfortable having a stranger at her family Christmas, and that she was sorry but he can't come. It was a bit of a shock, and asked her to explain because she's very outgoing and never had a problem with strangers before. This isn't the first boyfriend one of us brought home for the holidays. I asked if she'd not liked him in high school or something, and that's why she didn't want him to come. She said no, and she barely even remembers him. So I asked if she would feel better meeting him before Christmas so it's not so overwhelming on the actual holiday. Well, she got really firm and told me that she did not want to meet him before, during, or after Christmas and to drop it. She then hung up on me. She texted me a little later that it was rude of me to keep trying to force her to meet someone she doesn't want to meet, and she hopes I won't bring it up again. This makes no sense, as my sister's not usually like this. I asked my mom about it, but she's just as confused as I am, and said she would talk to her for me. I obviously won't bring my boyfriend if it makes my sister this uncomfortable. I just wish she would give me a good reason, especially since she's basically said she's never ever even wants to meet him. I'm just so confused. Anyways, I guess I should ask, am I the a-hole? What's up guys, Mr. Reddito here. There is a lot of intense talk in the comment section about what the sister could actually be up to. I do have a little edit that was added to the original post, then a few relevant comments, and then finally we'll jump into the update. Guys, this one is a roller coaster. Here's the edit right here. I talked to my boyfriend last night and he also seemed confused. I asked him to please be honest with me and to let me know if anything went on between them, beyond just running into the same circles. He told me no, and that they've only hung out in groups. She was really more of a friend, and he had a long-term girlfriend he was committed to throughout high school, so he didn't even hook up with her. She also never bullied him, and from his perspective, he never bullied her. He said they were always friendly and civil, and never so much as got into any argument. He doesn't know what her issue is with him. There's obviously more to the story from my sister's side, so I have to try to speak to her again, probably in a few days when I go home for the holidays. Relevant comment before the first update. Have boyfriends been invited before? I could maybe understand more if this was the first time we brought a boy to our family holiday, but it's not. I've brought one before, she's brought like 4, and we'll be bringing her boyfriend this year. Someone suggests the boyfriend could have been a bully. Well, I really hope this isn't the case. My sister never mentioned anything about being bullied in high school before, but to be fair, we weren't very close back then because I was in elementary/middle school, and she thought I was annoying, lol. If it turned out that he bullied her, I would not continue dating him. I can't imagine him as a bully. He's very kind-mannered, but I do understand people aren't always what they seem. My sister would need to express this to me, though. Someone suggests maybe a crush. Well, I'm really hoping it's something small. I would not tolerate a bully situation or something serious and traumatic. However, I can't see how she would flip out over something insignificant as a crush. I don't know. I'm scared to find out what the actual issue is. And finally, a bit more information about the whole thing before the update. So, I asked my parents my permission and was simply letting my sister to know to be polite, but she told me no anyways. It's pretty clear she has an issue with him specifically, but she refuses to tell me or elaborate. I'm going to speak with him tonight when he comes to my apartment. I did speak with my mom, but she's just as confused as me. I'm gonna give her some space, but I'll try to talk to her again. Probably in person when I come home from winter break this week. I probably won't bring my boyfriend if she continues to react negatively. I'm not trying to ruin holidays for everyone, including my boyfriend. I'll go with him to his family celebration if need be. Update number 1 4 days later. Hey guys, I hope this is okay. I'm posting on here again. I'll preface the situation isn't totally resolved, but people have been asking for more information, so I wanted to tell you all I know. Here's the update. I got home on Wednesday, went to dinner with my sister, and she was acting as nothing had happened. Finally, I said screw it. I brought it up, and she immediately got upset with me. She told me to just leave it alone. I told her that I have a very strong feelings for this man, and if she has an issue with him, I would like to know what it is, so I can make an informed decision about my relationship. I wouldn't want to be with someone who would hurt my sister or was a bad person. She told me he never hurt her. He did not bully her, and she simply did not want a strange man at her family's Christmas. Well, this just made me mad at this point, and I pointed out she's bringing her boyfriend of 7 months. She said it's different because I've already met her boyfriend, and I told her technically she's already met mine. And I offered for them to re-meet before the said meetup. The conversation really did not go anywhere productive, and we both left angry. That night, I ended up messaging my sister's childhood friend to see if she knew anything about my boyfriend, maybe a little bit of dirt. I played it like, "Oh, did you know my boyfriend in high school?" rather than, WTF is my sister's problem. She confirmed his name and then asked if my sister knew yet. Bada bing, bada boom, a red flag went up, and I said yes, she doesn't seem happy. She then asked me to call. A lot of you were right, and it turns out my sister was absolutely obsessed with my boyfriend from 7th grade all the way until they graduated and went to college in different states. I asked her if there was more to it than that because I can't believe my grown sister would act this way over a little 8th grade crush. Oh, but she told me it was not a little crush. She was madly in love with him. Since she said in love, I asked if my boyfriend knew or if anything had happened between them, and she said as far as she knows, he didn't know, and they for sure have never hooked up. To my sister's extreme displeasure. She pinned him for years and was devastated when he started dating one of their other friends' freshman years. She would always show up to his work with other guys, only go to parties if she knew he was going, and hooked up with his best friend, just to try to make the dude jealous, and once even tried to break up him and his girl. When my boyfriend and his then girlfriend did eventually break up senior year, my sister thought it was her big ol' moment, but he never even gave her a second glance. Apparently, she's held a small torch for him all these years still, and her friend says she thinks that she would still want to be with him if it would ever have her, and she's probably just super jealous. Well, I'll tell you guys now, I am sort of relieved. Some of the comments on my original post had me extra scared for what I was gonna find. But now I'm just mad. She's really going to ice my boyfriend out of our family events over a high school crush that she never even told him about? I do feel for her though. It sucks when you really like someone and they don't like you back, but I'm upset she would not just tell me and made it into a bigger deal than it needs to be. I'm going to try to walk to her one time and let her know I know about her crush, and hopefully we can deal with this like adults. Thanks everyone for all the comments and support. You've helped me tremendously. Alright guys, Mr. Reddito here, so there it is. It was a crush. His story's not over yet though. OP just released a final update a few days ago, guys, and I have it right here for you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more daily videos, and let's jump into the final update released December 28th, 2022. Well, my mom did end up bringing up the matter of my sister's crush when they went gift shopping a week ago before Christmas. I wasn't there, but Mom told me she seemed ashamed and embarrassed when she realized we all knew about it. My sister told her it wasn't that big of a deal and tried to say that wasn't why she didn't want my boyfriend to come. My mom pushed her and said to give her a real reason then, or she would be inviting the boyfriend to all future family functions I attend, and she did not want to hear another word about it. She said my sister got sort of upset, but finally did admit she just felt weird that the guy she liked so much never noticed her, but noticed her little sister, and she just felt icky about the whole situation. She did not want to be around him as it would only make her feel like the desperate, insecure teenager all over again, and she was super embarrassed of her teenage self. My mom told her that was valid, but she doesn't get to dictate who I date and bring around based on a high school crush. She suggested my sister speaks to me and tries to come to an understanding. My mom called to tell me this after she got home, and I kind of expected sister to call me that evening, but she didn't. I was going to wait to speak with my boyfriend until after I had this conversation with my sister, but I ended up hanging out with him that night and just told him everything I've learned. He apologized for anything he's done to play a part in it, and I told him he's done nothing to be sorry for, from my understanding of the situation, and I would understand if he no longer wanted to be with me, if he was now uncomfortable. He told me I was absolutely crazy for thinking he would leave me over something like this. Well, I showed him both of my posts, and we laughed over some crazy far-fetched comments, and he reminded me to take opinions with a grain of salt next time I seek internet counsel. My sister did end up calling me the next day and asked to come over to speak with me. When she got to my parents' house, she looked very sheepish and immediately apologized for acting crazy and shutting down me bringing my boyfriend without talking to me first. I thanked her for apologizing and asked her to explain her reasoning in her own words. She basically told me the same thing she told my mom about being embarrassed and uncomfortable. I asked if she still had feelings for my boyfriend, and she chuckled and said no, that ship has long sailed, and she really truly is happy in her current relationship. Her boyfriend also knows everything about this situation, as she confided in him. She just doesn't want to face my boyfriend knowing how intense her feelings were, and she feels there's no way he could not have noticed. I assured her. He said he had no bad memories of her and is interested in getting to know her as my sister with a clean slate. My sister said she would try to move past her discomfort and was looking forward to seeing both of us at Christmas. So with that, my boyfriend did end up coming to Christmas, and it was great. My sister gave him a bit of an awkward greeting, and they did not interact a ton, but we all played games together, and my parents loved him. My boyfriend was super nice to sister, and he said he did not feel uncomfortable in the slightest. It was honestly so lovely, and I feel like the awkwardness my sister is feeling, it'll fade with time. She texted me after her and her boyfriend left that we made a great couple, and she was again sorry for almost ruining my Christmas. I told her I forgive and love her always. So thanks guys for all your comments and suggestions and support.
So a lot of comments had this sneaking suspicion that it was either a crush or they did something in the past or it was bullying or something. Well, we finally know it was the crush. I would like to read a couple comments. One of the first comments I'm going to read is a similar situation that this person went through that's related to the story. Hey guys, my husband had a huge crush on me in high school, which was entirely reciprocated, and he just did not notice that I liked him back. Even though he would apparently drive his friend and his sister crazy talking about me nonstop. I gave up. I stopped dropping hints and just kissed him one day. And guys, he about had a heart attack. He got all excited and told people we were dating now, and pretty much all our friends were like, yeah, you already were, dude. You were the one who didn't notice. So guys, I would like to know your opinions on that, or maybe if you want to share an experience that you had when maybe someone you thought just didn't notice you. Well, in reality, they might have liked you. Drop the comment down below, guys. Let's talk about it, and we'll turn our attention to the final story of the day. Man's girlfriend just gave birth, but guess what? He's not the father. It doesn't end there. There's
My
something
girlfriend
else
just
that you
gave
guys
birth
need
to our
know.
first child. Sounds great, right? I know I'm not the biological father, and I revealed I knew as soon as she gave birth. I'll try to keep this short because I'm planning to go to a bar soon. I found out when she was about 6 months along. The guy Brian approached me at work and said, "Are you Sarah's boyfriend?" I said yeah and asked what he wanted. He said he was sorry. He slept with her and swore he didn't know that she was with someone, and guys, let me just tell you, I don't believe that. He then pulled out his phone to show the text between them. They'd been sleeping together or, quote, linking up, that's what he said at least, for at least a year. Then she found out she was pregnant and they came to an agreement to just pretend the baby was mine. In return, she would not lose her perfect life and he would not be responsible for a baby. I knew it was weird. We'd both been having problems trying for a baby and all of a sudden she got pregnant so easily. But he explained that he had been thinking about it and he recently became a Christian. He said that he could not live his life knowing that I was living a lie while his child did not know their real father. So yeah, I told him I'd keep in touch and not to say that he said anything just yet. I've had a lot of time to think, but ultimately, I decided to wait until she gave birth. To hurt her in her most vulnerable moment. Well, I'll spare the details, but she went into labor, boom, baby born, and was taken to the NICU to be monitored for a bit. What should have been a beautiful moment of me holding my baby was the most heartbreaking time of my life. Just knowing he was not mine hurt me. Once she was sewn up and comfortable, I started packing up my stuff to leave. She asked where I was going, and I just told her. Hey, I know I'm not the baby's father. You can act all shocked if you want, but I know. Just ask Brian to come. I'm positive he'll sign that birth certificate. Then I left. She's been calling my phone over and over, even sending texts as I type this, and has even gotten her sister 3 weeks later. Hey everyone. I just wanted to start by saying I would have updated sooner, but it takes a bit to get test results back. I've also been working on myself in the time being. I'll cut to the chase. I'm not the father, but I already knew that already deep down. Brian and the baby are a match, so that's pretty much answering the questions. He's very excited to be a dad, even despite the circumstances. We've kept in touch this whole time, and he's actually a really great guy. Goes to church now, volunteers at shelters. I'm not sure if we'll continue to stay in touch after this, but I wouldn't mind getting a drink with him every once in a while. He's a bro. I hope the kid does great in life. He should with Brian as his dad. As for Sarah, around the time I posted, she'd asked Brian to be with her officially since there's nothing to hide. As far as I know, he has not taken her up on the offer and just wants to co-parent for the sake of the kid. I think that's very smart of him, honestly. Me and her have talked as well. We talked about where it all went wrong. She felt as though I wasn't there for her fully, and I just felt unfulfilled. Which I understand. I wasn't always the best guy, but I treated her the best I could. I guessed it just wasn't meant to be. She started crying, and I did give her a hug, but I made sure she knew it wasn't 'cause I cared about her. She offered to stay at a friend's for me to visit if I want, but I declined. I'm not really interested in keeping up with her and her kid, but I did give her the stuffed animal I was planning to give, quote, our kid, someday as a gift. She's been staying with her mom and has fully moved out of her stuff. She asked me to keep her number, but I blocked her the same day she finished moving out. So it's just me now. I'm not gonna lie, my heart has been super heavy, but I think I'll be okay. There's actually a cute girl at my work, and we've been talking. She's a single mom and has been awesome so far. I explained that I want to go slow because of my recent breakup, and she says she understands. Well, not to speak too much about it, but we might have done something once or twice. Nothing serious yet. I just want to be myself for now, but I'll likely give her a shot when I'm ready. Well, guys, that's it for now. I'm depressed, but I'm working out now at least. I never want to talk to Sarah, and will likely never see her again. It sucks because she was such a big part of my life, but, well, that's all gone now. It's just dust in the wind. Thanks for the support. I'll answer questions if you guys have any.
Wow, what a story. I'm just so glad that he found this out. Imagine if his work partner / buddy now did not come up to him with a clean sense of conscience, so to say, and say, hey bro, I'm sorry, but I got your wife pregnant. Let's read a couple comments and see exactly what people are saying. I'm glad that he found out before the birth rather than years later. Also, good of Brian for stepping up and wanting to be a father to the kid. Yeah, there's no question that Brian's doing the right thing, says comment 2. Comment 3 wants to chime in by saying, I agree. With how upstanding he seems, I'm really hoping he was honest about not knowing she had a boyfriend. Either way, he's stepping up now and was the one who came clean. So there's a lot of support for Brian in the comment section, and I think he does deserve it, especially knowing the fact that he didn't even have a clue they were in a relationship. Even if it's true or not, he does seem pretty genuine. Let me know your thoughts about this story, guys. Drop your comments down below. I want to hear what exactly you would do if you were in OP's position. That's all the content for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and just remember, hands down, the best way to support me is so simple. Click the link below in my description and go follow and subscribe to all my YouTube channels, because I drop daily videos across Mr. Reddito. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.